Hello, in this video I'm going to be taking you through the step-by-step process of repairing your faulty solar panel. So if you have a solar panel out there that is not effective anymore, doesn't charge your batteries the way it ought to, I'm going to show you in this video how to fix it, how to troubleshoot the problem, diagnose it, and then fix the particular problem. We are going to be looking at a lot of things from the controller on the panel and the other areas, so come along with me. So like I said earlier in this video, these are faulty panels, and they are not charging the batteries the way they ought to charge it. So I am going to show you how to fix these problems. So the first thing I want to do is to check the panels, look at, observe what is going on around the panel. The cable, is the cable bridging somewhere? Is the cable disconnected from the panels? So these are the things I'm going to check. Then I'm going to isolate the panels that are functioning well, and then remove the faulty ones for repair. So you can see some of the cables are broken, and those are the things I'm going to be looking at. Some of the cables are damaged, and again, all this thing is as a result of bad connection. It's not connected properly, the right cable is not used. So I am going to be fixing all of these issues, and if the right cable is not used or is not connected properly, it can damage the panels, especially when the polarities breach, the positive and the negative breach. It can damage the panel. So I'm going to take down all the bad panels. I've been able to identify the bad panels. I'm going to take it down because I can't repair it on the roof because the weather is hot today. So I'm going to take it down and fix it, then bring it back up on the roof. And in case you haven't done already, like and subscribe to the channel. I have great videos on how to fix all kinds of office equipment. So okay, I have all the panels now, and then I'm going to show you how to fix this problem. So this is the area that we're going to be working on. You can see we have some diodes here, and some of them are bad. So when the diodes are bad, it will lead to inefficiency. So you can see the voltage rating, the amp rating here. So I'm going to measure it against what we have here. So if it goes below or higher than what is written here, that means the panel is faulty and we need to fix it. So this is a controller area for the panels. This is where the cables come. This is where the cables supply power from. So you can see that it's a bit messed up here, and you can see that we have some diodes here. Some of them are missing, some of them are misaligned, and I'm going to be working on them. So these are the new diodes that I have that I'm going to be replacing it with. Okay, now we have two kinds of diodes arrangements here. We have the blocking diode, which is connected in series, and then we have the bypass diode. The bypass diode is connected in parallel. So, and you can see what the diodes look like. So what the diodes basically do is to allow currents to flow through one direction alone. So if it tries to flow through the other direction, the diode is going to restrict it, thereby protecting your devices, the charge controller, and even the panel itself. So with the multimeter, what you have to do to test if the diode is still good is to put your multimeter in continuity mode and read both ends. After reading it, you swap the probe again and read. So when you read it the second time, there shouldn't be any reading on your multimeter. So you can see that some of them is out. So what I'm going to do is to read and check some of them. So this is what it's supposed to look like, because we have the blocking diode. This is the blocking diode because it's connected in series. You can see that it's connected in series on a straight line. So this is the blocking diode connection. So if you want to know the difference between the two, for the blocking diode, what it does is that it allows current to flow through one direction, and then when there is no sunlight, for example in the evening time or in the night when the solar panels are not effective, what happens is that the panels begin to drain your batteries. So, but when these diodes are here, if it's connected in this blocking mode, it will not allow currents to be able to pass through from your battery. So your battery still remain effective even at night. Okay, and then for the other bypass, diode arrangement, in that you isolate the bad spot. For example, if you have 1 or 2 panels that are bad, or one area on the panels that is bad, it bypasses it. So it bypasses it, there violating to more efficiency. So the inefficiency in that panel or in that area of panel is not going to affect the overall effectiveness of your solar panel. So these are the diodes that I'm going to be working with. So if you're going to be repairing your panels also, make sure you have your diode handy. So take the look at the diode, the kind of diode that is used, and get the exact type and use it. So I'm going to be showing you how to read the diode again, because I felt that I couldn't give you I didn't explain it better the first time I showed you, so I'm going to show you again. Now this is what you do. You're going to set your multimeter in continuity mode, and you're going to place your probe, one probe at one end and the other probe at the other end. After reading it, then place the probe, switch the probe, positive on one side, negative on the other side, and this time around there shouldn't be a reading. If there's a reading in the first part, when you switch it, there shouldn't be a reading. So this is what I'm going to do right now. You can see there is no reading here. If I switch it the other way around, there should be reading. So if there's reading, which means the diode is good. It is only allowing currents to pass through one direction alone. So this is a misaligned diode. You can see it's a bit messed up, it's misaligned, and this is connected in series. So this is the blocking mode, and this helps protect your charge controller and the panel also, and also the efficiency of the battery. Because when the solar panel is no longer effective, for example in the evening, when the sun sets in the evening, the panels is likely to drain out your battery, begin to draw charge from your batteries, and thereby draining your battery. Or if you have diode in your panels connected in the blocking mode, it won't be able to do that. So I am going to now take my time and repair all of these panels. I'm going to remove the diode and connect them exactly the way it ought to be. So if yours is connected in series just like mine, you just connect it in series. All the diode has to face one direction, and then all the diodes they are to be connected in series. That means the diode has to be connected on a straight line. One leg has to touch the other leg. Okay, so if you're good with little electronic components, you should be able to sort this out. So I'm going to work on all of them one by one. So I'll pass pictures of the diode, the kind of diode arrangement that we have in panels these days, the parallel and the series. Okay, so basically the parallel, once it's connected in parallel, just know that it is not the blocking mode, but once it is in series, the protection system on it is the blocking mode. Okay. So but once it's connected in parallel, it's just bypass mode. And like I said earlier, bypass mode is also very good. It helps isolate the dead spots on your panels, or the bad spots on your panels, the inefficient spots on your panels. It isolates it so that it doesn't affect it bypasses it so that it doesn't affect the overall effectiveness of your solar panel connection. So like I said, in case you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit on the notification button so that when I drop more videos, you'll be able to have access to them on time. So the reason why I'm using soldering iron is so that I can be able to connect all of them so that each one is touching the other one. And some of the plastic, I notice that some of the plastic is broken, so I'm going to use my soldering iron to be able to work on the plastic also, so that all of them is intact. And then where the cables are broken or the cables are short or inefficient, all the cables has been melted away, I am going to be replacing the cable. So normally when you do this kind of connections, the cable are not to be exposed because you have the rain and the sun on the cable. The cable won't last. After some time it will begin to melt. The plastic around the cables will begin to melt, and then after some time they begin to breach. And if you leave it that way, it is going to blow up your charge controller. And if it blows up your charge controller, the battery will go bad. So you have to be very careful when doing the wiring of the solar panels. Ensure that they are well separated, the positive and the negative, and then they are not exposed to the weather, either sun or the rain. So you have to be very, very careful when working on this. So this is the last panel that I'm going to be working on. I've been able to fix all the panels. I've been able to fix around 8 panels or so that are bad, and then I'm going to, after fixing it, ensure that you measure it, and then that confirm that the measurement aligns with what you have on the information leaflet at the back of the panel. So if yours is supposed to be 45 volts, ensure that you have 45 volts reading. If it's supposed to be 8 amp, 10 amp, 20 amp, depending, ensure that you have that on the panel. So I've been able to finish all the panels. So I'm going to carefully replace them back on the roof without exposing the cables, of course, so that it doesn't damage the cable again. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to go connect it to the charge controller at the inverter area, at the inverter room. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how to connect these solar panels to the inverter on the inverter room. Remember, like I said earlier, do not expose the cables so that the coating on it doesn't melt and then breach the cable, the positive and the negative. So thank you for watching. I'll see you some other time.